And welcome back, everyone, to the Zanpakuto creation series. Now, I made a little boo-boo. I was about to start recording my video for Asta's Zanpakuto from Black Clover, or Asta. When I stopped and realized, wait a minute, didn't I already do this? When I looked, I'm like, sure enough, oh yeah, I did. I really gotta vet these a little bit better. But so we just moved on to the next suggestion from Draven Sanders. What is Lucy / Kenade Zanpakuto from Elfen Lied? Now, she's definitely a keto type individual, to be sure, but there is something that's a little different with this individual than some of the other individuals. I liken herself more to someone like an Unohana, whose Shikai is monstrably different than the Bankai. This is because there's a duality to Unohana, where there is the Retsu Unohana, which is admittedly somewhat of a not an act, but a face she puts on for the public, just because she's given up her sword at that point in life. And there is just some genuine sweetness, like she's probably grown to be a bit of a caring person. And then there is who she at least used to be and probably still is down to her center, the first Kenpachi. And so her Bankai and her Shikai differ immeasurably to what they actually do. There's still a connecting factor of it looks like blood, bodily fluid, stomach acid, whatever you want to say. But that said, there is still a big kind of difference. So with that being said, it's a Keto type Zanpakuto. It's a standard katana for its sealed state. Now, its release command is what was it again? It was not time out, but time out. Stop out of time or something like that. Its name is Silent Hand, or you could go Silent Touch, either way, or Shizuku Kara Te. Its Bankai is Arms of the Unseen, and its spirit is something that will look akin to Lucy, but it is a slightly more, not seductive, that's not the right tone, but sinister looking version of, say, Lucy or Kenade, a Deinonychus. Now, its Shikai, I imagine, is because Kenade is still part of who Lucy is. Mind you, she lost her memory and had amnesia, but it's still, even when you are I can't speak for anyone who's had amnesia. I've never had it, but I do believe on some level that even if you are, I was about to say asthmatic, but and as someone suffering from amnesia, even if you are there's got to be aspects of your personality that are still there, even if you are confused and lost to some degree. So clearly some part of her must still be there, like the good part of her, the innocent part of her is out and about when Kenade is thick words here, is present. So I think that should factor in. Now, when it's released, the Zanpakuto itself doesn't change. What is going on, though, is that the visible arm of, say, a vector, or what would be the equivalent of a vector, is around, and it's capable of interacting with the world. Now, it can't be used for violence, but more than anything, she uses it more for protection, an invisible barrier, an invisible grabber, supplementary purposes. Its Bankai, though, obviously, the blade just straight out disappears, and then you have all the vectors, basically. Basically, this is one of those characters where I think that their abilities actually do translate specifically to the Zanpakuto. So I think this works. Now, the thing about that would be the more she transfers Zanpakuto, the more arms she gains. These obviously be arms of spiritual pressure, not just telekinetic energy. And I could see weakness-wise, even though they can certainly take a beating, they're not indestructible. Also, anyone with a good sharp enough spiritual sense would be able to detect the arms and figure out where they are. But they'd still have pretty much all the general abilities of the vectors, including physical damage, the ability, I believe, to generate heat through friction, They'd still be very versatile weapons, and a dangerous Zanpakuto for anyone who doesn't have a sharp enough spiritual sense. But otherwise, I think that would be the Zanpakuto of Lucy from Elfen Lied. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below.